Well, drag the plow around. Got it pretty manageable. I'm not gonna go insanely wild. I'm gonna try to feel it, see if we can actually put the power down. This is what I'm dealing with, folks. That ain't dirt for racing. That's too soft. They need clay and gravel, which honestly, if I just brought clay in, it would tighten what I have up here pretty good. But got the Pontiac, got the bean pole. Should be getting a nice angle like that. So hopefully it's not too shuddery. Bigfoot footage. It is bolted to the bumper up front here, and this whole thing's bolted, so it should be kind of sturdy. It's a little wiggly, but every other mount I've done is wiggly, but it might be fine. I don't know. Whatever. So it's a little easier over on the crossover there. A little bit wider I can get over. The bridge is still narrow, and that bank is a little cleaner. That's still shitty over on that bank, which there isn't any. So, but it's dry, so we'll see what happens. found you. Well, that was an experience. That's kind of the first time I really was able to hold that bank like that, and stayed together, stayed running. It's really dusty out there. Supposed to rain later in the week. Maybe we'll try it again with some water down on it. Hopefully it's not a downpour. A little light rain is good, but you don't want too light because it just gets the top surface wet, but underneath it's bone dry. So you need a good few hours of rain or something, possibly. I don't actually know what the saturation rate would be or whatever, but I guess it doesn't matter. This thing goes like a bastard. Pretty much coming out of the ramp, the crossover there, and getting on the straight where the bank is. Yeah, once it goes sideways, you just full lock, and I'm just full mat on the throttle, so it's fucking wild. I don't really want to lift either, because when you lift and you're already full lock, it's going to want to go that way, so you just gotta shit yourself and hold the throttle. And after the first time, it was like, this is nice. I like that. So we'll definitely be doing more of this at some point. We'll definitely be looking into getting some real material out there to get a little bit more speed going, and finish that other side bank so I can just power right through that whole side. And where the bridge is, it's not going to be banked because I got to let the water run off somehow, and there's still a waterway that leads out and drains, so I got to have something still. So that's not going to be banked or anything, but that backside, that's the hooker. That's the hooker. That's the hooker you want. But yeah, this thing went pretty good. Off the secondaries, it's a little skippy, but it's a 600 lift cam. Anything under 4,500, this thing is like a dog, but it's still there. As long as you get on the secondaries, it picks right back up. Plus, I think it loads up a little bit on the low speed. So all that bouncing around, I'm sure, doesn't help either. This would probably go good with a really good one of them off-road carburetors with like the springs in the needle and seats, and those like spillover valves, all that crazy shit for like the angles. But for not having sway bars, it was leaning pretty good in the corner, so we'll have to see. Yep, she was leaning good, but it didn't fuck up my tires at all, so it wasn't bottoming out. I don't know if that was from, that might have been from when I had the big tire on it, the 10.5s, because I don't know, that doesn't seem like today. But it leaned pretty good on a couple of them, throwing it into the corner. But next step, I gotta maintenance the transmission because it keeps pissing everywhere after you run it. It's a 69 transmission, so it doesn't have an O-ring for the dipstick. It's one of the press fit ones, and it's bent, so it's not seated properly. And it's also an original 1969 transmission, so it's probably a little worn out on the seals there. But yeah, here's that axle shaft, nice and spun off. I didn't think a 10-bolt could spin off like that. Usually the whole thing comes out. Bearings junk. My brakes are fucked up too. Just pull the rest of them fucking things out of here. But yeah, so gotta source an axle for this thing and slap her back together, and then probably build another one. Let's see. There he is. The lubes. Yeah, this thing's seen better days. Ain't got no suspension on her, and it's missing like this whole center section. But also a bunch of other stuff too. Piece for the 85. This thing probably put a motor in it. This was not a very good car when I had it. It was sketchy, so I don't know. Had a lot of axle hop And it also was very bad with steering, so probably wouldn't get big power. Maybe a 305. Not the 305 from the 85. That's actually going to stay bone stock original, just because I like that. I have another 305. Put the 305 from the green truck in here. Pine Needle. That son of a bitch went good. But other than that, paint's kind of decent. I mean, I don't think it's original. I think the guy painted it. It's an 81. Yeah, it is what it is. I used to have like a 700 horse small block turbo motor in this, but it was dangerous. And then I took all that shit and put it in the Pontiac. And buggy's also getting there. Got the motor bolted in, fuel pumps on there. Got to do something about the exhaust. We got a shifter. We got some of the frame painted. It's gonna be this metallic blue, and then the rest of the cage is gonna be all blacked out. So, quite a sight here. Got my shifter. It's actually reverse. So, first gear is right here. Second, third, neutral, reverse, park. So, technically you're just going to push it down into first gear, maybe pull it into second, and never touch it again. Because I don't think you'll ever have to really fuck with this thing. So, main power, starter, ignition, fans, and then probably lights or something maybe. Throttle. It's not going to be the main throttle, it's going to just be for like cold starts and shit, so I don't have to sit in here fluttering the fucking shit like a bag of dicks. But other than that, I'm probably not going to add much more safety to this thing, because why? It's literally a pile of crap to begin with, so the fact that this thing's even going to like be a driving thing. Oh, there might have been a bee in there. That would have been nice. Bzz. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. If you like the rompage, there you go.